delayed live streaming, and I don't have any updated vlogs in my YT channel because I have so many things to do right now, especially about financial management, about any plans regarding occupational safety health as my career, and then a lot of things to do also regularly, especially during day offs. Okay, like that. So now I'll be able to live stream for a short period of time. And this is not my expertise and this is not my masterpiece, but I could say that this is the most important subject or topic nowadays, especially we are now facing pandemic situation in which we are suffering from our financial aspects, okay, and some people also lost their jobs, so their financial management are not stable anymore, like that. So others are doing business to make money online so that they can recover their financial shortages, like they can keep track on their financial management also despite the loss of job, something like that. Okay, and this is very adaptive and applicable to those who are, shall I say, small entrepreneurs, small businessmen, but I am not really good in this subject and topic to try my very, very best. Okay, so this is talking about financial management. So, no, some of my classmates are accountants, and I'm not really an accountant, but I've just watched on YouTube and read some information about basic accounting, basic financial management, financial possessions, financial diet. Okay, financial diet is just like a keeping track of your expenses daily and try to have an analysis and control what you own, what you owe, and what you disbursed in a particular day. Okay, could it be your wants, needs, or any other important um, expenses for you in a daily basis, something like that. Now we go back to financial management. Of course, we need to have a basic definition what is really a financial management. So, a financial management is a science and art of managing money. Okay, meaning to say we have to manage our money carefully. So we will save our money like that for our future. Okay, for our children, for our family, for our siblings, like that. Could we invest that in the bank? Okay, could we invest that in the stock market? Could we invest that in the balance bonds and balance mutual funds, like that? Or you can have that as a short-term business, a long-term business, like that, or whatever, business ventures you are going to plan after you had saved adequate amount of money in the bank, something like that. Most of the people are saving their money on the bank. Okay, but some also are trying to have partnership by a financial advisor. Okay, the financial advisor will have to analyze the best financial vehicle for your money. Okay, that's what I said earlier. You have to put that in the mutual funds, balance funds, like this. Okay, health insurance, or also insurance for the health and scholarships, academic scholarships for your children, something like that. Okay, insurance firms, you can also invest in the insurance firms. Insurance firms are long term, okay, savings that you can have a lot of benefits. Okay, accidental benefits, death benefits, like that. And you can withdraw also your money for quite some time for emergency reasons if you put that in insurance firms. Though not all, you can withdraw for emergency cases, but most of the insurance firms, you can withdraw that for emergency cases. Okay, like that. Okay, now I'm going to explain to you being a OFW, an overseas Filipino workers, it is very very important to save money because our job is not permanent. Sometimes we get terminated, sometimes we get laid off, sometimes we don't like our job anymore, then we have to find another job like that because we don't want the work environment, work culture that we have, to the type of nature of job that we have, and then we cannot adjust to the environment, to our company structure like that. And we have so many, for example, arguments with other co-workers, and then we are pressured by our bosses, something like that, and we don't have a good relationship also to our colleagues and anymore with your job, then you will voluntarily resign. Okay, but the most important is, for example, if you are enjoying your job and you are contented with your job, so there are times that you felt bored also and you felt no longer trying to endure to the type of job you have, and then you'll be now on the aging process. Okay, for example, you will reach 50 years old, 60 years old, and now you have to project for your future savings and investments. So that are usually the target of OFWs because our jobs are not permanent. Okay, something like that. Okay, then I have to also to discuss here. So part of the financial management is to really to have a financial diet or to have a financial control regarding your financial desires to uh, loans, okay, credit cards, and whatever types of debts. So this various type of debts are not very good to your financial diet and your financial management because it adds interests regularly and periodically. Okay, if you add the interests for a particular long-term period, for example, 36 months, 60 months, like that, your interest will be compounded in that particular years. It will be more than what you owe from anybody, or it could be more than from what you owe in the bank. So be careful. So the very 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 good financial diet is to have a zero debts, zero loans, and zero credit cards, and there will be no more. There will be no headache in your mind. Okay, like that. And also we'll be talking also with financial possessions, okay, later. Okay, regarding assets, like that. Assets is the value of ownership belonging a cash or a money that you have. Okay, and I'll be talking also with the liabilities. Liabilities are talking about what you owe, okay, your credit, your debts, like that could it be in short-term basis or it could be in long-term basis. That could be your liabilities. Okay, so going back to assets, it's not limited to cash, also to properties like car, second-hand car, brand new car, or new cell phones, branded dress and clothes, shoes, and everything that you have, your house, okay, your purchased land, any types of properties belongs to assets. What you value as an ownership is called an asset, okay, like that. And then I will be able also to discuss a little bit of equity, like that. So it would be difficult for me because I'm not a accounting professional, or I'm not an accountant, but I'll just try to share with you the basic financial management. Okay. I think most of you guys know this already. Okay, if you are if you are now working in different countries all over the world, okay, just like me, I am an OFW for 15 years now. I've been rotating to different countries, particularly and mostly Middle East. I've been in Abu Dhabi, UAE. I've been in State of Qatar. I've been in Saudi Arabia, and I've been also in the Taiwan, okay, Republic of China, Taiwan, ROC. So I found out that I usually have problems regarding financial management or financial aspects. Why? Anybody could answer that. Why? I found problems because I don't have financial goal. Okay? When you are working, could it be in local, in your own country of origin, or if you are working now in another countries outside your country of origin, could it be in Asia, okay, America or Middle East, then you should have your financial goal, okay? Because if you don't have a financial goal or say financial objective, it's just the same, okay? You don't have to worry about your money where it goes because that's very very important, okay? You have the goal. For example, the most important goal generally is financial investment, where you could invest, okay, your savings out from your income in the future in a long-term basis, or it could be in a short-term basis, something like that. Okay, you should have a financial goal. For example, okay, you have to project to buy a house and lot. Okay, you could project also to engaged in planning to buy a condo unit or an apartment units, something like that. You have to invest for that also. Any type of business entrepreneurship, could it be small businesses or large businesses or big businesses, if you want, if your money are enough to have a capital for that also. And then number four, if you're trying to achieve a long-term health insurance for your family, so, especially if you have children, then in the future, or for yourself also in your family, that you have a health insurance in case of any health emergency situation, then you can use that money, okay? You can withdraw that money in the future or anytime. As I said earlier, most of the health insurance firms, you could withdraw your money at any time T, okay, like that, any time of a day, as long as you signed up with them, okay, and you have records with them, okay, regardless of terms, okay, it's automatic, just like insurance, that's automatic when you are signing those papers, okay, you are engaged with them, you're connected with them for particular insurance firms, then automatic you'll be given from the first day you are signing with them, okay, like that. So if you have encountering health problems at present, okay, or in the future, you can use that money also. You can invest that in health insurance also. And then for other families also, for other OFWs, you have to invest that also for the uh, educational fund for your children. For example, if your children are very small for now, and then in the future they will be enjoying in elementary level, in high school level, in a college education, then you have future funds for them also. So just put your money in the particular educational uh, bank system or any kinds of banks that have interests for that in the future, and you have to save your money in the banks for educational fund of your children. Also, educational insurance firms have also a lot. All you have to do is to keep track and be, let us say, updated in the modern world of technology So in the internet world, then you have to surf, go search, or we can ask our friends that are financial experts. We can refer to financial advisors from different banks that have an adequate knowledge of financial aspects of financial management, particularly those accountants classmates that we have or accountants classmates we have. So we need to ask information by them so that we have knowledge how to invest properly and carefully so that we will not lost and waste our money in the long run if we invest in the wrong vehicle or platform. Okay, because also scammers nowadays, and you will be cheated for those commerce, especially with regards to money. That's a very hot issue nowadays. Okay, a lot of people are not. Yes, a lot of people will just try to scam financially for others so that they can gain money in order for them to survive. Especially nowadays, we have a pandemic problems, and then they try to cope up to whatever dishonesty, like that, fraud, or cheating from others also. So you have to be careful. So you have to be sensitive to those issues around you. So all you have to do is to research and read some financial management issues and financial aspects issues, how you can control your money well, something like that. Or you could refer to your friend who have adequate knowledge. As what I said earlier, those who have records of or education, who finishes with accounting management, okay, business administration, marketing, that are good really on money matters. Okay, for example, me, I am an engineer. I'm not really good at money matters, but since engineer are focusing also in the calculations, we are dealing with numbers most of the times also in our long studies of engineering field, then we can also understand what is being owned and what is being owed and what is being deducted and what is being added, what is being debited and what is being credited. And we can really understand also basic knowledge about credits and debits because that's parts of basic mathematics also, though we cannot understand the higher terminologies for that in accounting stuffs, but we can understand a little bit the basic foundation of accounting also that belongs to algebra. Okay, but the most comprehensive discussion, okay, and analysis and basic foundation for that, the fundamental foundation for that understanding and comprehension of basic accounting will be, of course, from Bachelor of Science in Accountancy and those people who are taking accounting subjects or something like that, okay? Because we don't have accounting subjects in engineering, okay? Like that. Maybe we can touch a little bit only about accounting stuffs because that's purely on algebra, right? Talking about the four basic of operations, the division, the multiplication, the addition, like that, the subtraction. So it's easy for us to understand immediately. But there are terms that we cannot understand. That's why we need guidance from our friends who are experts in financial matters. Okay, could it be a financial advisors or, as I said earlier, a friend of ours that have knowledge in money matters? Could it be a businessman, entrepreneurs, something like that, or a business-minded person, something like that? Okay, that's very very clear because you don't have enough knowledge for that. Then there are a lot of certain platforms also that we can understand that financial management, financial matters, or financial aspects, or financial diets. You have to watch in the YouTube, okay, YouTube videos that are dealing with financial management, financial matters, financial aspects, financial diet. There are a lot of terms, but it have the same meaning. Okay, that's only terminologies. Okay, something like that. Again, financial management, it is the art and science of money, managing, okay, managing of money. So before we are going to different countries as an OFW, our government, okay, the DOLE, Department of Labor and Employment, had linked with the OWA, Overseas Welfare Administration, Overseas Workers Welfare Administration. So we have the pre-departure orientation, orientation seminar. That is what we call the PIDOS. So it's being discussed there carefully and properly to those OFWs that you have to save money in the future, because we are not permanent to work abroad, something like that. So I will be showing to you a basic formula, okay, that we are trying to use in order we can save money. So there are two types, okay. I have here, I wrote this in the piece of band paper, okay, like that. So in the first equation, or in the first formula, that this is the typical one, or the basic and the fundamental equation of savings that we are used to. So we have savings is equals to income minus expenses. Okay, something like that. So if you can project your expenses on a daily basis, in a monthly basis, or it could be in a 6 months basis or 3 months basis, then you can project your savings out of that. Okay, you can how high, how average your monthly income is. Okay, so you can adjust through your in a monthly basis, then you can adjust all the expenses out of that. Okay, but most of all, you can adjust your expenses to the type of lifestyle you have in your own personality, in your own character and behavior, okay, in your own perspective as an individual, okay, or what type of family you have. If you are living in a average status, if you're living in the, in the high class status, or in a, low level status or the poor status, so you can adjust easily your expenses, so you can save a lot. Okay, then this income not only limited to your monthly salary income, you could also have another type of income, which is the passive income. So there are two types of income as what I read and researched. Okay, there are active income and passive income. The active income, which on your monthly salary to whatever companies, factories, or any industries that you worked, okay, that would be your active income. Your passive income will be focusing on the any small business that you have right now. Okay, could it be grocery stores in your country of origin? Could it be a lending business? Okay, you are engaged with. Okay, a lot income plus active income is equals your total say direct estimate directly there's no active income, okay, but others have also, but not all, okay, because some of the base not, because most of us have our own hobbies, something like that, okay, it's very clear. Now you have to save money for your important stuffs or important things for the investment, okay, and also for your needs, okay, you can also save for that, okay. There are certain needs also that you are trying to disburse money out of that, that there are also certain needs in your life that you have to save for that, okay, like that. The savings, it could be a short-term savings, it could be a long-term savings. Okay, now for the expenses, you will be able to track your expenses daily, or it could be monthly, because what is being tracked, it could be managed. So that's very finally short out of budget, or you could be shortage out of budget, and then that will be the reason for financial crisis, okay, in the future, because you did not keep track of your expenses properly and carefully. So you create a financial crisis because your personal loans have high interests every month, and your credit cards also have higher interest every month, and then you could no longer pay that regularly because your expenses are very high just because of your wants. Okay, wants and needs are different. Wants are those things that are don't really important in your life uh, that you cannot that you can survive without them. Okay, but needs are those things, okay, and stuffs that you cannot survive without them. Sorry for the for the English grammar. Okay, this is on the spot vlogging again and on the spot live streaming. I don't want to prepare vloggings and live streamings that are on the spot because no, vloggings and live streamings that are prepared and then very organized and systematized because it would end perfect. Okay, so for me, I want to have a vloggings and live not are not prepared because you can really correct where you are wrong like that somewhere in your momentum or your discussion of sharing information that you are wrong, you can correct it automatically, so like that. So it can also test your knowledge, okay, your brain capability to think at a quick time, something like that. So it's very, very good and very enjoyable and very challenging to do vloggings on the spot and to do live streamings on the spot, and that's become my culture. Okay, something like that. Sorry if my my words are being rambled also, and my tongue are twirled most of the times like that because I am not an American. I am a Filipino, something like that. I cannot talk straight with English, but I love to talk English, something like that. It doesn't matter whether my grammars are not perfect. Okay, just try to analyze and understand with your own comprehension and level of understanding regarding the words or the statements that I spoke to everybody. Okay, and I know that my English communication is very clear and properly enunciated and pronunciated, right? Okay, like that. Going back to the first equation, savings is equals to income minus the expenses. It's very clear. So we have now three terms here in our first equation. We have the savings, the income, and the expenses. Now, going back to income, this is really the same as disbursement, disburse, that you have to release money to buy something like that, okay? For what you need, for what you want, okay, like that. For the expenses, you must focus yourself for your needs, not on the luxuries and the wants. Okay, if you cannot, for example, if you cannot buy a car for the meantime, then you do not project yourself to buy for a car, okay, because you don't have enough money to buy that in cash. Okay, so you have to wait until your money will reach to that particular amount of that certain brand new car, because if you're going to have a car loan, okay, same as your amount of the car you are buying at the present. So you have to think also in the future, okay? Because most of us will grow older. We will be on the aging process. All of us, nobody can deny. Okay, we are not forever young. Okay, so our age will always grow with time, like that. So time and age are directly proportional with each other. So we are automatically have the knowledge that we have what we called as aging process. If we are that in that situation in the future, then there are times that we are now very weak because we are old. We are now tired in working like that, and sometimes diseases and sickness will always come in our lives in the future, okay, or even now like that. So we may lose our job, we don't know, something like that. Then how can we pay that in the future, your car loan in 10 years, and then you will be get terminated in the 5 years? okay? Or the company will be in closure or will be bankrupt or will be closed after 6 years. So you have still 4 years to pay for your car loan. Okay, good for you if you have families that you will help for you financially. Okay, but they will not also help in this matter because they are not directly related to this transaction with you. If they can help, they can owe you a money, they can lend you a money, but not that big enough to sustain the amount of your monthly disbursement and monthly payment or monthly dues of your car loan. Okay, not only in car loan, house and lot also. You project that for 10 years, for 15 years, and then and you are tired after 54 years old, 55 years. So it's not really safe. Okay, it's not really safe for your own financial security and for your own financial stability that you will be able to have loans and credits for a certain thing that you don't really need that for your survival. Okay, you can still live without that, okay, by buying and pursuing your basic needs. So what are those basic needs? Okay, for example, the food, the shelter, okay, the clothes, the medicine, like that. So you cannot survive without that, right? So you have to buy that first above all things, okay? And while buying that, also you can do a small business in the long run, okay, so that you can have a financial stability. Okay, if you have a good financial management and then you keep track on your financial aspects and financial status and you take care of your financial possessions, then you can be able to achieve your financial stability because you can avoid financial crisis. Okay? So you have now the financial stability in your life. So the financial crisis and the financial shortages will be prevented if you keep track on your financial aspects, financial possessions, and you manage carefully and smartly all your finances in life. Okay, so what I've said earlier, what is being tracked are being managed on all your finances. Okay, so for example, you have once, okay, if you have two cell phones, then your two cell phones are just working properly, right? And then you buy another cell phone because that's a branded phone, that's a Apple phone. You don't have to do that because you are just coping up with the modernized standard of lifestyle to compete with others, and so that people will say, ah, you are rich, like that or whatever. If somebody look at you, you're in a high class society. If they found you having that kind of Apple brand mobile phone, so it's not like that. You still use that your two phones even though that are not branded because it works properly, and the purpose only for that is for your basic communication with your family, okay, and in your work, something like that. You don't have to compete with anybody else for the new trends of new technology around you that could know where your salary could stand for. For example, your salary is not very high and properly, what is the chances you will be able to do? So basically, it's a need, okay, related to needs. Okay, luxuries, as I spoke a while ago, that's a car, a mobile phone, like that. You have to avoid that one also. Another thing also to avoid is to avoid redundancies of things. Okay, for example, if you have a TV and then you buy also another TV, something like that's a redundancy. You have already TV in the sala and you have to buy TV in the kitchen. Okay, and the distance between the sala and the kitchen is very near. Okay, what for? It's just the same. It could deliver the same entertainment you want to pursue, right? Then you have only to buy one TV. Okay, so that's being smart. Then, for example, you have to buy one TV in your room, one TV in your sala, one TV in your kitchen. So you cannot save money for that, but the entertainment you gain is just totally the same. Okay, and the distance is very near. You cannot walk. Okay, very near from your kitchen and your sala, and you have so many TVs technology in your home. So that's trying to cut off expenses that are not really relevant. So that is redundancies of things around your home. Okay, not like that. Also, if you have a laptop, you have a good laptop, then you have to buy another laptop, something like that. Unless your laptop is very defective already, then you have to buy another one. Okay, it depends on the situation. If you really need it, that's why it's called need. NEED. So you really need it, another laptop, because your another laptop is going to be defective. So that's fine. There's a very important reason out of that. That's why you buy another laptop. But if you just buying another things out of the application, meaning the same thing, and then it has the same application and it has the same benefits, then don't buy. Okay, like that. That's part of saving money or have a good financial diet and a financial control. Okay, and you are stable regarding your expenses statement, something like that. Okay, like that. So in the expenses, you can also formulate, okay, and keep track all your statements also. What is being added and what is being subtracted, what is being debited and what is being credited, something like that. Okay, it's more on accounting, right? I cannot explain properly. Okay, but I can only talk to you and share for you the basic one. Okay, like that. Okay, so that is the first equation. Then you can say, but this first equation is not that really good compared to the second equation, which is equal to expenses is equal to the income minus savings. Okay, because why? You project a higher savings. Okay, if you have your monthly salary, it will be deducted from your projected savings, and you project a big savings. Okay, and then your expenses will become less. Now you will adjust now for your expenses so you can control yourself. What are the things you buy for? Like that, because you have now the specific amount of expenses you are targeted with. Okay? For example, you have an income of $100,000 minus $80,000, and then you will have $20,000 balance, like that. So this $20,000 will be your expenses. So you can now control, okay? Whereas in the first equation, you are trying to deduct your income with the expenses, and your expenses will be variable, okay? Here, in the second equation, your expenses will be now specific, but you have, or exact, but you have to adjust what are the particular important things you have to buy. Okay? So there's a very big difference. Now, if you are watching me right now with this live streaming of mine, then you can use the equation number 2, which expenses is equals to income minus savings. Okay? It's very clear. So this subject or topic of mine about financial management is very, very important for our financial survival. Okay? Financial survival, meaning we don't have any financial crisis and we don't have any financial shortages if we'll just have basic knowledge how to manage our money well. And we have the attitude of keeping track our financial management. Okay. Now, I have to share with you also the financial possessions. There are a lot of financial possessions. Okay. Okay, I have one question for you guys. Can you consider expenses as a financial possession? Okay, this is really a question. Okay, some would consider this, but others not. Because if you want to release that out from you, then it could not be your possession anymore. But remember, it starts with you originally. So it could still be part of your possession, okay? Or part of your ownership, okay, in the initial stage. Though it was released in the financial stage because that money is coming out from you. But it is basically originally coming from you. So expenses is considered as a financial possession, okay? Like that. Because you cannot disburse that money if that money doesn't belong from you. So that is financial possession. Expenses is part of financial possession. And what are those financial possessions? Oh my gosh. So even though I am not accounting student, oh no, so I am not an accounting professional, or I'm not an accounting accountant, or I am not a financial expert, or I am not a financial advisor, I have to share with you that this expenses is financial position also, along with the assets, liabilities, okay, expenses, income, and equity. Okay. Now, equity is a very difficult term for you because you are not an accountant and you are not an accounting related, individual or professional, something like that. So from the word equity, so I think the root word is equal. Okay, equal meaning equity, just like in chemistry. If we have equilibrium, the root word is equal. So meaning to say the rate of the reactant or the rate of the uh, forward reaction will be equal to the backward reaction, or the rate of the reactant is equal to the rate of the product. That means it is in the steady state equilibrium. Okay, like that. It's just the same like that. So equity is just in a steady state of accounting the money, something like that. It is the being equal what you owe, something like that. Okay, usually it is being equal what you owe, be basing on the uh, shareholders. It could be stockholders, and you have a shares out of that business because that company have a lot of partnership. Okay, most of the companies are not monopolized by one owner only. They have a lot of investors. Okay, and those investors having their shares, so they are called now as a shareholders, and the owners are having that shares from the profit, and then they have also the stockholders, something like that. So this will be the equity comes in. So they have equal sharing out of the profit of that particular business. Okay, so that is equity. Okay, something like that, or any you owe from the bank, something like that. Okay, it could be treated also an equity, something like that. Okay, along with the liabilities. Okay, my gosh, something like that. Okay, now I have to introduce another formulas also. Okay, oh my gosh, I'll just write that here. Oh my gosh. Okay, oh my gosh. Equity is equals to the total assets. Okay, are you listening to me right now? Okay, total assets minus total liabilities. Okay, do not be confused with the term liabilities. Liabilities are just things, cash or money that you owed for. It could be in a short-term basis or it could be in a long-term basis. But most of the times, most cases that are in a long-term basis, particularly those are bank loans like that. Okay, so that is liabilities, or any money you own from your colleagues that also being called as your liability with him because you are trying to pay that after 1 month, after months. Okay, so you have a liability to him for that. So that's the same as debt, DABT, automatically. Okay, technically, debt and liability is just the same. It's just in the same equation. Okay, my gosh. And also credits. Okay, credits, debts, liabilities, what you owed. That's an example. Liabilities. By the way, thank you so much, Maria Cyprus Respondo, for I motivated myself to vlog regarding financial management because you are trying to comment regarding financial aspects in our, message thread in the FB, okay, if in my FB page, or in your FB page, sorry. I commented in your FB page and you commented me back, you replied me back, and you're talking about financial aspects. Then through that statement, I was encouraged to do this live streaming regarding financial aspects and financial management. And please forgive me if some of my terms are not really that perfect and accurate as what you have, because you are an accountant. Okay, sorry. But I'll just share what I've really read and researched and what I've really learned and gained in watching YouTube videos regarding financial management. Okay? Because if you want to vlog something, if you want to have live streaming, you have also a complete weapon to, to, to show or to deliver as your content material. Okay? As what I've said a long time ago, that if you want to become a YouTube content creator, you must be smart enough to budget your time and to commit yourself to learn new things and to be updated what's going on around you, latest updates and information around you, so that you can share that updates also to anybody else. Okay, meaning to say, we are still adapting to the principle of learning and knowledge is a continuous process despite of your age. Like that, okay? 60 years old, 70 years old, still you have to learn out of that. Because knowledge and learning will never die. It will just stop and die when you also die. Really, when you physically die, that's the time the learning and knowledge will stop also. So meaning to say, as long as you are alive, learning and knowledge will also be alive, because that would be dependent with each other, directly proportional with each other. As you grow old, the more you learned well, the more you learn new things and updated events and issues around you to make you as a better person and to make you inspire others of the things that you are doing well in terms of sharing information for their learning and for your own learning also. Okay? Like that. Going back to the equation. My gosh. Hello guys. I'm enjoying. Okay. It's already 49 minutes. But there's no limit and there's no restriction in live streaming, right? This isn't vlogging. Okay? Like that. Okay, this one. Equity is equal to the total assets minus the total liabilities. Okay, so total assets meaning what you own. It could be a cash, it could be a money, it could be a thing, it could be a car, it could be it could be a realty, real estate, condo, your house, okay, or anything you have, or any appliances in home, or the total of that is your total assets, okay, including the profit of your business and the capital of your business, okay, any type of your investments is under total assets. So if you have now whatever types of investments you have now, it's belong to the total assets that you have, even though you did not have that in your hand right now. It's still in the bank, but in the future it will become your money also. You can withdraw that in the future and you have a retirement benefits or whatever, then that could still your total assets. Okay, so meaning to say, oh my gosh, total assets could be equated to the summation and the addition of short-term savings plus long-term savings plus your emergency fund, health insurance fund, something like that. Okay? Because if you don't have your retirement funds, you will end nothing after 10 years, after 15 years, after 20 years. So you will end nothing. And you can not depend for your children if out of that, because they have also their own lives in the future. In the time come, they will marry also, they have their own family. Then as a person, you should have your own retirement fund. Okay, something like that. Your own health insurance fund, something like that. Or your own long-term savings plan. Okay, because you have your short-term savings plan for your family. So you have your long term for your own self. Okay, something like that. Though they are still included to your long-term savings, but time will come, they will get married. They will be out from your family also. Time will come, you will be alone in your life because all your children will get married. Okay? They will not give you big money also when they are married. Okay? They could only give you a small amount, something like that for your, for your survival like this, but not that really that enough for your own survival. That's why you have your own retirement fund, your long-term savings fund, something like this. So this four, shall I say, or five, these are all your total assets. Okay? Because most of this coming from your investment funds. Okay. Your investment funds will be divided to this health insurance fund, emergency fund. Okay. Emergency fund are general, not only to health. Okay. But health fund or health insurance fund is specifically for the health. For the emergency fund, there are also emergency funds that you can use. Okay, for example, you need to buy this because your children need this and he cannot survive for his education without this. You need to buy that one. So that is also emergency fund. It's not literal only for accidents like that, for your health. It's not like that. Emergency fund, general emergency situations that you need that money to get that out from your pocket or from the bank, then that is still called emergency fund. But you don't have to touch this. Only for emergency reasons and emergency situations that you have to touch this. Okay? Now, if you have the short-term savings, then you touch your short-term savings. You will never touch your long-term savings fund. Okay? That's very clear. Because that's for short-term. The type of emergency you are facing, that is short-term also. And it's very quick and it can be solved very immediately also. But for health insurance fund, okay, it's there. It's particularly related to health, sickness, diseases. It could be acute disease. It could be a chronic diseases in the future. For example, you are working in a very hazardous environment. Okay, you are working in a gas plant, in a power plant. Okay, wherein it releases obnoxious, it releases a very deadly and polluted gases. Then it can really cause diseases and can cause cancer in your respiratory tract. Be careful because of the exposure of your job, the nature of your job. Then you have the emergency fund, the health insurance emergency fund for that. Okay? Like that. So that's why others also, people, not only focusing on the money. Okay, if they will try to work, they will also choose the nature and the type of work that are not really hazardous. Okay, because if you're working in a certain company, in a certain factory that are really hazardous, your money will not be enough for the expenses for your health in the future, especially if you're having pneumonia like this, if you're having a lung cancer, something like this, because of the exposure of the dusts or the cement dusts or the gaseous exposures like that. Good only if your job is not related to the field. You are only in the inspection, that the frequency of your inspection is not all the time you'll be a site. But what if your job is directly exposed to the release of that cement dust or directly exposed to the harmful gases in your work environment? Then that type and nature of your job is not helpful for you like that. It would be better to learn for a job that is not highly hazardous at all. Okay, because you are also a job that is not highly hazardous at all. Okay, because you are also thinking for your health in the long run, and you are thinking of your health in a long-term basis after 10 years, after 15 years. How will it be, my health condition at that particular time period? Something like that. Others also are very clever and smart enough to choose the different field or different nature type of works according to their profession they taken in college after graduation or based on their experience. For example, there are a lot of industries that we have. We have the fertilizers industry, the food industry, the chemical industries, something like that, the cement industries, the gas industries, the power plant, the geothermal power plant, the textiles industries, metallurgical industries, whatever, chuba chuchu like this, the business industries like that. So it would be good to choose a particular industry that will not release a hazard and risk exposures to your health after 5 years, after 10 years. That would be the best. Okay? And that's the main reason also some graduates of chemical engineering also did not work also in their actual field, because actual field of engineering is also hazardous, right? Release of chemical hazards also in the laboratory. There are also can expose to you that could really cause to you unproductive like that. Some of my friends don't have children because of the exposure of the chemicals in the laboratory. Okay, but it depends on your genetic factor. It depends on your age. It depends on your sex or gender. It depends on your lifestyle also. But there is a chance and possibility that some chemical exposures would cause you to sterility and unproductive, something like that. Not only that, it could attack also main organs in your health atomic structure. Could it be the liver? It could be the lungs, the brain, the heart, the kidneys, okay, the excretory system, the central nervous system, and other parts and main organs of your body, something like that. So that's why, that's the main reason some chemical engineering graduates not also working in the laboratory and not also working according to their field, because there are also hazards exposed to that chemicals, something like that. So if you're smart enough in a long-term basis, then I could still gain money out of that. Then I have to choose the type of job or nature of job that is not really hazardous at all, right? After 10 years, after 15 years. If you are really focusing on the financial stability, okay, you project your financial investment in the future, okay? Because health is wealth, okay? Like that. So it's no longer a question something like, oh, he is a mechanical engineer, but he's working in the business firm, okay? That's his choice, because maybe in the industries, in the power plant, very hazardous, then it could lead him to a disease after 6 months, after 1 year. Then that's his choice. He's working in a business firm that's related to his field. So that's like that. So we have to be smart not only in our field. It should be balanced. We will think the balance aspects that contribute to our mind, body, and health. Again, should decide properly and smartly based on our body, emotion, soul, like that, and health. Okay? Some are only focusing on the decision, not basing on the health, because they said, oh, they can attain a very, very high salary every month. $300,000 every month. But what if after 1 year, what will happen to your health if you are directly exposed to gaseous, harmful gases in the environment? Okay? What if your job is in the state of country that has a very chaos and adapted to war or violence? For example, you're assigned in Libya, you're assigned in Iraq, but your salary is $300,000 in a month. You are risking yourself out of that. Particularly, you are not assured for your own security. And remember, you can survive even if you have only a small to average salary, if you are talking about contentment in life. Okay? If you are really satisfied in life, you don't have to go with too much high salary. As long as you have already the investment you have now, then that would be okay. You can survive, because Lord God not saying that you will be rich just to be with me, or just to follow my commandments and just to be with you all the time, okay? To follow the statutes of the Lord our God and the commandments, and to obey Him, all His commandments. He doesn't state that you have to be rich financially in order to be with Him, right? So the most important thing is we have also to save important features in our soul. Soul. Okay, that's what I'm telling you. To be a balanced person, you considered your mind, body, soul, health, and emotion. Okay, like that. You have really an emotion because you are sensitive to things that make others sad, or you're sensitive to the things that others will be insulted, like that. So that those are emotions, and you need to be accepted in the society also. That parts of the emotion. Okay, if you have a good standing in your leadership, in your towards your job, towards in the community, you're a government leader or whatever, you're in a government sector, then emotion is very important also in dealing to the different types of people, different characters, different attitudes, and different behaviors. So you have to have your emotion out of that. Okay, the love of your family, the love of your friends, the love of your colleagues, the emotion will still be there all the time, every seconds, every minute, like that. Okay, that will never end. So along with emotion, we have the health. We have to consider the health, right? The body and the mind. Body is very important because we cannot move if we will consider our body. We're trying to plan very well our activities that could really improve us as a better person. We can just like this doing a live streaming, and if somebody will listen to you, they can learn a little bit of information. Then it could improve it a little bit in their lives, and they can practice that also in their lives also. Okay, and share it to anybody also. So that this will be now an platform and avenue of sharing and information to make us a better person, and in order to learn things, new things, okay, and then be stable financially. So going back to the financial statement management, we have, okay, total assets minus total liabilities. Therefore, what makes you in trouble regarding your financial aspects or financial shortage or financial crisis will be your liabilities. You have to have a financial control or the financial diet or total financial analysis with your total liabilities or for your expenses so that you can manage very, very well. Through that, you should target first the exact savings. So that's your expenses, okay? So you use the equation number 2, which is income, oh no, sorry, expenses is equals to income minus savings, okay, like this. So equity term is usually most used in the business ventures or entrepreneurship in a business perspective point of view. But for personal financial monitoring, we'll only be focusing to the second equation. Okay, expenses equals to income minus savings, or it could be the traditional one. Savings is equals to income minus expenses, but better use the second one because this is very a smart move, a smart technique. Expenses is equals to income minus savings, something like that. Okay, financial possessions, income. Could it be a passive income or an active income, as what I discussed earlier? Okay, we have the savings. It could be a short-term savings, a long-term savings. Okay, we have the liabilities. The less liabilities, the more perfect for your financial stability. Okay, we have the expenses. Okay, like that, and the equity. Equity is talking about the venturing with sharing shareholders, stockholders, investors. That's more talking that because in the business sectors also there will be what we called as the owners, equity. Sorry, equity, EQUITY. Oh, my tongue was twirled. Okay, equity is more on the shareholders, holders, talking about sharing, okay? Profit sharing, something like if there's a profit, then you have to share like that, blah, 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 so and so. Okay, so that's more on the shares, okay, talking about that. So particularly in the stock market also. Okay, stock market is a good investment also. Okay, and you have to keep track on, you have to engage in different businesses, type of business. Could it be small, average, and big businesses? For example, me, I'll be able to have a fund in a stock market in a Jollibee, a very popular and a big industries in the Philippines, like that. International, I think. Yes, I think. Okay, so you have a fund there so that you have shares every month from Jollibee every month. So your money will be keep on running every month, and you have to monitor that also in your computer, in your laptop, since you will be able to sign in there, and you have to keep track what's going on in the financial analysis, or how much your shares every month, because it's you share a capital for the Jollibee, not only Jollibee, National Power Corporation, blah blah blah, so and so, a lot of companies that will be able to enjoy in a stock market. But before you're going to do that, you have to study and analyze well before engaging to that kind of investment platform, which is what we call as the stock market. Be careful also, okay? Because if you don't know how to keep track, then problem also. You will be losing your money, okay? Like that. So be careful. So everything starts with basic information or basic knowledge before enjoying and into that what kind of financial vehicle for your financial investment, something like that, okay? Like that. So be careful with your liabilities. Again, liabilities, assets, income, equity, those are financial possessions. Okay? So financial statements are those are what we call as cash flows, like that's coming in, coming out, what is deducted, what is credited, credit, debit, something like that. And also the balance sheets, the spreadsheets for your regular expenses, blah, 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 so and so. Okay? And then we have also the shareholders, okay? Statements for the shareholders' equity, as what I discussed a while ago in venturing in a shareholders in stock markets, blah, 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 so and so, in the bank, whatever. Okay? That's also equity. Okay? Like that. So those are financial statements. So financial possessions, financial statements. So these are all financial management. Okay, again, as a summary, my gosh, we have financial management. The basic definition is the art and science of money management. Okay, financial management involves financial statements, okay, financial stabilities, okay, and financial diets and financial possessions, okay, like that. Okay, financial statements involves balance sheets, cash flows, what is being debited and what is being credited, and also your income statements, okay, and the statements of shareholders' equity. So those are financial statements. Financial possessions are these assets, equity, okay, that is financial, okay, possession. Okay, that's financial management. Those two belongs to financial management. What are financial stabilities? Financial stabilities when you have financial things in the bank, okay, and if you have a good financial investments in a long-term basis. So that is financial stabilities. Okay. Financial diet is the term you refer to controlling the financial aspects of your life now. That would be basing to your lifestyle. Okay. That would be basing to your status of living. That will be basing to the type of character, behavior, and personality you have. Something like that. So the financial adjustments will be there. That is financial diet, okay, or financial control. So if you have that financial diet and financial control, then it's very easy to have a financial analysis. Okay, financial analysis is talking about finances that is easy for you to keep and it is being managed. So that is financial analysis. So we have now the general term financial management that comprises wealth, financial possession, financial statements, okay, financial diet, financial stability, and financial analysis. Okay, that's very clear. I don't have to say to you that we should have an examination after this, but this is subjective. Okay, you know, subjective means it depends on your level of understanding and comprehension. This is not really technically specific. This is not technical wise. Okay, like that. This is only basing on my research, on my personal research in social media or any other sources, reference books, something like that. or YouTube or whatever, according to what I heard to some financial advisors, financial experts like that. It's really a compilation of knowledge and information that I gained, and it will become the subject of my live streaming today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm very, very thankful to Maria Cyprus Respondu, my accountant classmate working now in Minglanilla, Cebu, government accountant. Thank you so much for encouraging me and motivating me to have a live streaming regarding financial management. Yes, I did it. This is a very, very unique vlog, no, unique live streaming of mine for the very, very first time talking about financial management. Again, this is I Am a Singer Eternal Voice. If you think you gained a little bit new knowledge and information to this content material, then you can be able to like, comment, share if you wanted also, and then you can click the notification bell for some newest updates of I Am a Singer, Eternal Voice, Engineer Sotero Nepomuceno Jr. Bye bye. God bless everybody.